She then told me that those family members were part of the KKK back in his home state. What's up, YouTube? It's Dr. Iggy with our second video from our Faith in Medicine series. The next question on the ballot, how to deal with difficult patients. This is a kind of a hard question because everyone does it differently. And every patient's also very different. What do you mean difficult? You mean medically difficult, personality difficult, difficult family? Regardless of the fact, I think the question is more so asking, what do you do when you feel overwhelmed by a patient's presentation or situation? I think the best way to handle this as a believer is, number one, you gotta realize these people are usually hurting, in pain, dealing with something overwhelming that they feel powerless about. You have to understand that you are here to provide a sense of hope, knowledge, information. But moreover, these are people, they're coming to you and this has so many tolls on them. Financial, it's perplexing, and it's emotionally toiling. A lot of times people's spirits are really downcast by these problems. So as a believer, God has put us in the world to be a light to others, and He's put His infinite love inside of us. So I always start with God's love. I try to share God's love in whatever I'm gonna, share with the patient. And obviously, there's plenty of scriptures that talk about sharing the truth in love. Maybe that's too cliche. So we'll move to number two. How do you deal with patients when maybe they're just being difficult? Maybe they're just having a bad day and they want you to have a bad day. That's where this verse comes into place. It says, be swift to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So you always got to carry the Spirit with you in any room you go into because you don't know. You're not wrestling against the flesh. And sometimes they're not only wrestling against the flesh too. So always carry the armor of God. Equip yourself with wisdom, knowledge, read up, study for your patients. The last thing I say is, mind how you're perceived. I have to say it carefully. And what I mean by that is greet somebody with a smile. Show concern when they're telling you something that seems to be important to them. And this verse comes to mind, and it says, a cheerful look is like good medicine. So be good medicine. How hard is it to smile? I'll tell a quick story. So when I was in medical school, I had a patient who wasn't doing so well, and he had some friends in the room. They kind of were standoffish, but I just persisted with that spirit that I brought into the room originally. And by the end of the conversation, they were smiling and laughing. The next day, his wife was in the room, and they were all gone. And she was like, I was so surprised yesterday. I didn't think it was gonna go like that when you came into the room in the morning. I said, why do you say that? She then told me that those family members were part of the KKK back in his home state. And given their history, didn't expect that I would make that impression on them. So what does that tell me? The Holy Spirit was with me that day. I believe that the love that God put in me was so infectious and got put into their hearts, and it changed their demeanor that day. So that's all I got this time. If you like what you heard, click the subscribe button. Otherwise, catch us on Instagram, join the Faith in Medicine channel, and put your question in there. See what we talk about next time.